Now listen, who loves Conor more than me? Nobody. Who loves Khabib more than me? Nobody. Who loves the idea of these two guys hating each other and fighting in the octagon more than me? Nobody, son. Nobody. Nobody. It's all upside for everybody except the person that loses the fight, right? And here's the thing. They're going back and forth again, dude. They're saying things to each other. Khabib baited him this time. Conor is talking about Khabib's dad, which is, on pretty shaky ground in general. Like Conor talking about his father's dream never being fulfilled. I'll talk about that in a second, actually. That's it's a little shaky for him. But he's trying to bait Khabib back, dude. He's trying to bait him back. Khabib baited Conor this time. Khabib with the most underrated fight game in the history of the sport. Conor with the best actual fight game in the history of the sport. And then Khabib with the most underrated fight game in the history of the sport. I'm going to talk about all that, son. I'm going to talk about this new back and forth. And I'm going to talk about Khabib's team because that is exactly what Khabib was talking about them taking over. Because I realized thinking about this, I've got a new sleeper pick for one of Khabib's guys to be a champion in the UFC in the near term. And I bet it will surprise you when I say it. I bet it'll surprise you. So before I do and say all of those things, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell. If this is the second, third, fourth time you've watched one of my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, you're breaking the rules. It's a gentleman's agreement that we make. I make free content. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and you can watch as much as you want. Now, in the very near future, I am going to be creating memberships, and that will be additional content to what I already do now. But it's going to be additional. Members will be able to watch it, interact with it. Come on, I'll be doing live streams and a bunch of other stuff. But that's in the near future. Also, if you have not joined my IRL group yet, link in the description. You and me can be chatting on IRL today, son. All you got to do is just go click that link and then come in and say, Jesse, what's up? I joined your group. And I'll be like, what's up, dog? And it'll really be me. You'll be able to tell very easily. It's definitely me. Oh, really quick before I actually get in, look at this ring. I don't know if you can see it. But Serpent Forge made this Jesse on Fire ring for me. Oh my God. You can't really see it in there yet, but it's my logo. I love it, dude. I love it. This is not a sponsored ad. On my kids, not a sponsored ad. This is a Jesse on Fire ring that was made special just for me by Serpent Forge. Go on Instagram, check out his stuff. It's amazing. I love this thing, dude. All right, so let's jump into this really quick, okay? So Khabib said the following. I hear a long time ago, one guy was talking about we're here to take over, but now we're here to take over. Now, obviously he was talking about Conor because Conor said we didn't come here to play, we came here to take over, something like that, something along those lines. So Conor heard it and obviously knew 100% that Khabib was talking about him, and so he responded with the following. I fight on. Your father's plan is never complete because you quit and ran. Brother, God bless. I'm still here if you want to go again, but your fear of defeat means you've already lost. Run from it all if you want. Run from it all you want. We all lose in the end. Death takes us all. I fear nothing but God. Prayer hands. So Conor wants that fight bad, man. I'm just gonna say that. And of course he wants to fight. I'm assuming he wants to fight. He's obviously distracted right now. Outside of the USADA testing pool, filming movies. I just saw that whole thing of him being in Dubai for I don't know if it was a birthday party or what. One thing's really bizarre. I'm just going to take a really quick note here real quick. So if you guys have listened to my channel for a really long time, I used to tell stories all the time, like street fights that I got in and drama with girls, all this stuff from my 20s, just crazy stuff that I used to do. And my best friend that I lived with for 7 years, okay? 7 years. Everyone said he was like my heterosexual life partner, His name's Mike. So the reason I bring this up is because once Conor shaved his face, him and Mike are fucking identical twins. And if I remember, I'll put a picture of Conor now and Mike now next to each other and you just be like, it is uncanny. They are identical twins. It's very, very bizarre. I never thought of Conor McGregor as looking like him. But as soon as he shaved his face, I was like, what the fuck? What is going on? Am I in a simulation? How the fuck does he look like Mike? How does he look that much like Mike? Anyway, neither here nor there. So Conor is distracted. He's doing movies. I'm sure it's like acid in his mouth, dude. That was the biggest fight. That was his biggest fight, and he didn't win. You know, he looked, I mean, in all honesty, especially when you have Khabib's career in retrospect, you can look at Conor's performance against him and be like, dude, he did pretty fucking well, man. You know, like it's like ADCC this year, right? I train at Six Blades Lake Travis. I am there all the time. I get emails from people all the time that are like, yo, dude, can I join your team? Like, hey man, can I come work for you? And I'm like, you guys, you can be on my team tomorrow. Like, you want to be on my team? You could be on my fucking team tomorrow. Just come join Six Blades Lake Travis. There's no tryouts, dude. If you want to be on my team, you can be on my team tomorrow. I train at Six Blades Lake Travis fucking every day, and you can too. All you have to do is join the gym and then come and train. You know? But anyway, so the professor there is Victor Hugo, multi-time heavyweight open weight world champion, reigning IBJJF open weight world champion. He's the best. I think it's fair to say he's the best fighter in the world in a gi. And he fought at ADCC, and he was the only person who did not get submitted by Gordon Ryan. So Gordon Ryan submitted every other person that he fought. He fought Victor. Victor didn't get submitted. He beat him, but he didn't get submitted. So I guess it is it's an impressive feat, you know? Like Gordon fought all the best guys in the world. Victor's the only one he couldn't submit. And Victor did well, dude. He swept him from being fully mounted. Anyway, so like Conor, when he fought Khabib, it's kind of like that, dude. It's kind of like being like, hey, he's the only one that didn't get submitted. Like Conor really held his own against Khabib, you know? I mean, of course you could be like, well, look at how Ally Aquinta did. I'd be like, he was fighting Ally Aquinta real weird. He just decided he wanted to practice his jab during that fight or something. But in a really, really big fight that really mattered, Khabib fucking ran through everybody, and Conor gave him a halfway decent look. Now, do I think that Conor would beat Khabib in the rematch? I don't think anyone in their right mind would pick against Khabib in any fight. Certainly not one where he really hates his opponent, or at least, sees him as a respected kind of rival or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, for me, think of the miles that we could get out of that as people who make videos, like video creators. If you're not rooting for that fight, you're out of your mind. So I just want to say this, though. Conor has the best fight game of anybody in history, and that the proof is in the pudding, man. Like, Conor's fight game is unmatched, period. His ability to promote fights is unrivaled by anyone. Like, he never had a single flop. That's the thing, is like, not only did he created himself, you know what I mean? Like, he created himself. But not only did he create himself in, kind of by winning the fights, but hyping the fights. Like, if you look at Floyd Mayweather's last fight before he really hung it up, I can't remember the guy's name that he was fighting against, maybe like Birdo or something, I don't know. But I remember I was at a poker tournament and I was watching, and the pay-per-view numbers had came out and it had bombed. Like, it really didn't do well. And it was like, Floyd's just fighting this nobody. It's not, it's a retirement fight. It didn't really sell well, whatever. And like Conor, like, there's no one Conor could fight that would bomb. No one. Because like Floyd's undefeated. It's not like he went on like a losing streak. So even Floyd Mayweather could have a bomb pay-per-view. Conor is undefeated in selling pay-per-views. Like, they're going to sell no matter what. And it's because he's the best at hyping the fights. He just is. But Khabib is the sleeper. I don't know. I'm not going to rank all these guys right now, aside from Conor being in the number one spot. But Khabib has always been incredibly underrated at hyping fights, dude. Incredibly underrated. And I'll tell you right now, I think what we're looking at is the beginning of what is going to be the best coach in history. I already did a video about that 4 weeks ago. And I sent it across the line last night trying to get it to Khabib. I don't know if he's seen it or not. But, the bottom line is this, dude. Look at his stable of fighters right now, okay? Usman just won the title in Bellator, looked incredible. He's like, and he's like this new generation that's actually vicious at striking too. You got Islam Makhachev, we all saw it, right? So I think that the sleeper next guy on Khabib's team who is going to win a title is Belal Muhammad. That is my prediction. Because I thought about it and I realized, so Belal just started training with Khabib's team before the last fight, right? And he said it was unbelievable. Like training like that was totally insane. I am assuming he's going to continue to train with Khabib's team given the outcome because he looked unreal. He looked unreal. And so if he stays in the same program with Khabib, Islam, all these guys, iron sharpens iron, I think he's going to be the champion, dude. And I realize that might sound nuts because you look at 170, you're like, oh, there's fucking killers up there. But dude, I don't know, man. Like, look, I think Bilal has a good shot against Leon in a rematch. I think he's got a good shot. I think he's got a good shot against anyone at 170. Now that I really thought about it, I was like, because he's like, in terms of grappling, like Brady is that good. You know, I know we just saw him get beat up, but Brady's grappling really is that good. He completely shut Brady down, totally shut him down. And in the striking, I mean, you guys were watching the same movie I was. He looked incredible. Incredible. And he knocked out Luque also. In his last two fights were a knockout over Luque and Sean Brady. He just pieced up and finished. I think Bilal Muhammad's going to be the champion. It's assuming that he stays on Khabib's team. I think Bilal Muhammad's going to be a champion. I do. But more than anything, I just wish that Khabib and Conor would do a one-time rematch. Just like, you know, it's like, hey, listen, Khabib, listen. No one's saying you got to come back, dude. No one's saying you got to come back for real. Like, you're not going to be competing against Islam Makhachev. This is a fight at 170. No one's saying you're going to have to beat Conor and then go do another one. This is a one-time fight. Just one time. A one-time fight. You're training with all these guys. You're rolling with all these guys in the gym. This is just, you know, it'll just be fun, dude. It'll just be a fun opportunity to fight one more time against Conor in the biggest fight of all time. Come on. You know, there's nothing after. There's no like title shots after. It's just Conor, Khabib, grudge match. Let's go. Conor's talked about your dad, dude. He's trying to bait you. That's the only way that he can bait you is to try to talk about your dad. Says death comes for us all. Sounds like he's kind of, you know, making a reference to your dead father, even though, I mean, of course, that's kind of what he's doing without directly doing it, where he's like, what? I was just saying death comes for us all. One sentence after I mentioned your, you know, father who recently died, you know, those two things weren't related, or were they? Or were they not? Or were they? You know? The thing about that too is like when Conor's like, your father's, wait, let me see. What does he say? He said, your father's plan is never complete because you quit and ran. Like, I always found myself feeling almost ridiculous whenever I would talk about that, where I was like, you know, it was his father's plan where he would retire as a, you know, champion undefeated, then Islam would come in. It's like, okay, I know that's true. Like, I do know that's true. I just feel it's like, it's such a big deal to them. Like, that would be such a huge deal to them that it's almost like ridiculous for me to be talking about it, you know, because I do understand how big of a deal that would be for them. So, or is for them. So like me, like what right do I have to even fucking talk about it? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a YouTube channel. Like as a fan, I can watch and understand and it makes the fights better. But who the fuck am I, dude, to be talking about something like that? And Conor knows that too. That's why Conor's like, boop. Hey, you. Boop. Just pressing on that just a little bit just to see, you know, you come back, you can get it. You can get it.